Up in goal once again, Tyler Miller will go the whole way. Right back, Brian Nana Sinkum, Ramon Torres, Tony Alfaro, and Nuhu Tolo will go the first 45 minutes. Holding for Seattle, Christian Roldan and Gustav Svensson. On the left, Alvaro Fernandez. The right, of course, Nicholas Ladero. In the middle, Clint Dempsey in the 4-2-3-1. And up top, the dangerous Will Bruin. He had one big chance. He wanted that back, he told me, after getting behind the last man with Portland. But Jake Gleason had a great save. Just kind of last gasp effort with his back foot, saving that for the Portland Timbers. San Jose lineup in goal, David Bingham. Their back four, Nick Lima, Victor Bernardez, Florian Jungwirth, Sean Francis. Holding will be Fatai Alache and Darwin Sarin. On the left will be Shea Salinas. On the right, Tommy Thompson. In the middle, the very dangerous, and obviously he's always hurting Seattle, Chris Wondolowski. And up top, the newcomer, Danny Houston. And we are underway. Referee Jonas Marachi blowing the whistle. And this, what is considered a scrimmage, underway between San Jose and Seattle. On Saturday, they broke a record for Tucson here, Seattle and Portland. Long ball over the top, looking for Salinas. Salinas comes down with it nicely, taking on Nana Sinkum. He does well against Salinas, knocking that out of bounds off Salinas for a throw-in. A record on Saturday, 4,700 folks came to see Seattle and Portland. So no matter where they play, Seattle and Portland will draw a crowd. Today, got to admit, maybe there's 30 people here. It's an early one, and it's gorgeous out. Big drive from Houston early on. Houston just coming over, the Dutchman coming over from the Netherlands. Big signing. San Jose has made a few signings. You'll recognize a number of veteran players for the San Jose Earthquakes here this morning. Alfaro to Nuhu Tolo. I believe Tolo will go just 45 minutes today. Alfaro had a nice run out against Portland. And there's Eunice Marachi. He'll lead the way in the middle of the park. VAR, video assistant refereeing, will again be in place here. It was used once on Saturday. Alan Kelly had communication with the video tech at the time to make sure that the penalty call that Urban Parra drew late in the match was a correct one. I thought it was looking at an offsides, but offside was not called. Harry Shipp connected in a 1-1 draw. Here's Ramon Torres, little toe punch to Nana Sinkum. Out of bounds for a throw-in right in front of San Jose's bench. The turf here, you're getting a good look of it. It is in great shape. Of course, in Arizona, the fields are used really 365, and it's been in great shape as Ladero tries to get around his defender. Can't do it. Sarin inside and back to Bingham. Bingham, similar to Tyler Miller, fighting for some time. The back line for San Jose. He punches it forward. Houston, Alfaro. Little wrestling match, and Tyler Miller knocks it right out to the big man from Panama. Alfaro chipping it forward, looking for Alvaro Fernandez. Not far enough. Far side, there's of course number 8, Chris Wondolowski. He had another goal, his first goal of the preseason this past weekend versus RSL for a 1-1 draw. Their first match, a 1-0 win last Friday. Tommy Thompson gets the winner over Sporting KC. And Christian Roldan, who we might need to start saying like one of the up-and-coming stars in MLS. Maybe that's too rosy, but for Sounder fans, you know what he meant to Seattle alongside Ozzie Alonso during the whole year. Ramon Torres, Will Bruin. As I mentioned earlier, Will Bruin had a really great opportunity in the first half against Portland. Did not convert. Very frustrated at himself. Kind of sneaky speed. Chested down, and that will be called on Nana Sinkum. Victor Bernardez, the veteran from Honduras. 6 year with the club now, 34-year-old. He appeared in a career high last year in 33 matches, so staying healthy was not his issue last year. The big man from Honduras receiving the ball from Bingham. Different atmospheres, we can tell you right away. It was similar to a packed U.S. Open Cup match at Starfire on Saturday. Again, just a very mellow Tuesday morning, but a beautiful Tuesday morning. Nice cross there. Can Tommy Thompson get to the end of it? He can, but Nuhu Tolo will be the first, and Thompson knocks him down for a foul. Nice defending. Nuhu Tolo again showing that speed. A couple youngsters, not only on Saturday, but the last couple days in training. Henry Wingo, Nana Sinkum, Nuhu Tolo, all having some nice outings for Sounders, for the scouts, for Brian Schmetzer, Garth Lagerwey to look at. And this is the last time for a few of these guys, because coming back to Seattle, they will play at Starfire, but it will be, the roster will be cut down a bit before heading to Charleston. Long ball back to Bingham. He handles it no problem, waits for his defenders to separate, and he'll go to his right and Victor Bernardez. Darren Sarin, bad touch. Dempsey takes advantage. Ladera looking for Alvaro Fernandez. Falls to the feet of Fatai Alashe. Bernardez once again back to Bingham. Sarin, Alashe, Thompson, Husin, knocked down by Tolo, rolled on, Will Bruin, flick from Dempsey, looking for Ladero, back to Dempsey, Nana Sinkum. He's got a couple different options, a little too far for Ladero, right to Dominic Kinnear. Throw in San Jose. Just underway, 8 minutes into this match, 0-0. Garth Lagerwey will join me at the start of the second half. Husin asked to run. He gets behind Nana Sinkum. Left-footed drive just to the right. Nice bit of movement by Husin. That came from nothing. He showed his speed, got around Nana Sinkum, hit it with his left foot wide of Tyler Miller's goal. Tyler Miller had another couple nice saves Saturday versus Portland. He didn't get much MLS time last year. The one start in RSL early on, but he did lead the team to the quarterfinals in the U.S. Open Cup with victories over Kitsap and an outstanding performance at Rio Tinto Stadium versus RSL in the round of 16. The Sounders lost to L.A. U.S. Open Cup hopes crashed to a halt there. But Tyler Miller giving all the opportunities with Stephen Fry and having a sprained ankle. Husin, back and forth, Shea Salinas, left foot, one-timer, looking for Wondolowski. That's headed away by Alfaro, nicely done. Sinkum knocks it out of bounds. Wondolowski, he asked for a quick throw and he gets it. Dangerous area, Husin, but knocked out of bounds by Seattle for San Jose's first corner kick of the morning. Boy, Wondolowski, such a thorn for Seattle fans. The poacher of all poachers. U.S. men's national team, first corner kick comes in. That's knocked out by Will Bruin. Ladero with an opportunity to get it to Dempsey. He does. Dempsey, little side flick. Looking for Roldan, but Shea Salinas gets the ball, cannot handle. Out for a throw-in for Nana Sinkum. Here's that opportunity. The quick throw to Wondolowski puts himself in a great position. And Alfaro and Nuhu Tolo knocking it out before Husin. Here's the other opportunity for Shea Salinas. One times her with his left foot. Wondolowski right there. Headed away nicely by Alfaro. Nana Sinkum to Ladero. Knocked down Ladero was by Darwin Sarin. Sarin came in that trade from Orlando. Matias Perez Garcia went the other way. Both teams seemed happy with the trade, giving up quality for quality. Nick Lima, homegrown player in the right back out of the University of California, knocking it forward. Tyler Miller easy. Out to Alfaro. Roldan head up. Ladero. Lima gets in the way of that. Thompson finds Lima, but Tolo shuts him down. Back to Thompson. Alashe. Thompson. Driven in the middle. There's Tony Alfaro once again. Shows that great left foot. Gets it out to Dempsey. Roldan back heel to Dempsey. Dempsey looked to go to Nana Sinkum, instead goes to his left and Roldan. Great possession by the Sounders here. Alfaro from Fernandez. And Ramon Torres. Again, the Sounders head home tomorrow. Number of days at Starfire Sports Complex. Ladero from Will Bruin. And head to Charleston the following Tuesday. The U.S. men's players, national players. Nice trap by Bruin. Gets a little bit too much of it. Sarin got involved and back to Bingham. The Chad Marshalls, Brad Evans, and Morrises of the world will join the team at Starfire the next weekend. Brian Schmetzer giving them a few days off, as they've been playing around the clock really since the December 10th MLS Cup final. They maybe had a week off before they joined the U.S. men's national team. Alashe gets around Roldan. Husin tried to find Shea Salinas, but it goes right to Ladero. Roldan. Dempsey. Nice job by Roldan to stay on his feet, and a call made before Ladero can move forward with advantage. But he takes it quickly to Dempsey off to his left. Finding Alvaro Fernandez. Tolo overlapping. Nice run by Nuhu. That's headed away by San Jose. Couldn't get the ball to Will Bruin. Florian Youngverth headed that away. Gorgeous setting here in Tucson. Great folks here at the Tucson Complex. Can't complain that it's only going to be 70 with a slight breeze, but it's going to be about 70 with a slight breeze today. Youngverth, Bingham. Here's Seattle's last run. The overlap. Alvaro finding Nuhu Tolo. Nice run by Tolo. Just couldn't get it past that first man and Youngverth. Ladero, Alvaro. Back to Ladero. Roldan looking for Bruin. Big strike. Little wide. Couldn't get his foot around that. Nicely played. Nicely defended by Youngverth. He and Bruin have a conversation. San Jose started out in the back four. Bingham. Alashe. Right in front of the Earthquakes bench. Back to Bingham. Bingham started all 34 the past two seasons. He's the mainstay for the San Jose Earthquakes in goal. 7th year with the Quakes. Roldan, Dempsey, pirouette twice. Crossfield, Nana Sinkum, the Stanford grad. Will Bruin, Ladero. Ladero tries to touch it with the outside of his foot. It comes right back down to him. Knocked down, defended. No call on Youngverth. Ladero goes down. Pretty aggressive tackle. Out for a throw-in. Youngverth got the ball first, then went through his man. Kind of like Saturday evening when players go down this early. Brian Schmetzer told me last night, all he wants to do is get on the plane tomorrow with healthy players. It was a call. Ladero will take it, swinging it in. It's cleared away. Late call by the referee as he pointed first to the throw-in. Roman Torres, interesting to see him loft the ball forward. Cleared away by Salinas. Sarin. Salinas still running down this left-hand side. Thompson. Back to Sarin. Cross pitch. Nuhutolo in the way. He wants the throw-in. He gets the throw-in. As he competes with Nick Lima down the right-hand side. Tolo saves that from going out of bounds. Gustav Svensson, who we've yet to speak of, knocks that over to Roman Torres. Ladero, Roldan. He's got Tolo and Fernandez to the left, intercepted by San Jose. Roldan frustrated with himself. There goes Huson. But Tony Alvaro does a nice job cutting Huson off. Tyler Miller allowed to come get it. Knocks the ball to midfield, out of bounds for a San Jose throw. Not too many big chances for either squad. The little flick by Wondolowski to Huson was the dangerous moment for San Jose. Seattle yet to record any dangerous moments. Svensson nails his man from behind, nothing called. Knocked out of bounds by San Jose for a throw-in here in the 17th minute. Gustav Svensson, the 29-year-old from Sweden, came from the Chinese Super League. He appeared 28 times for Guangzhou. And he looks to be getting some time as Ozzie Alonso and the coaching staff is letting Ozzie's knee rest during this preseason. Roman Torres drills Will Bruin in the chest. Youngverth right there, down in the corner. Youngverth tries to knock it up the line, but it's out of bounds for a Seattle throw. Svensson's played in China, Ukraine, Turkey, and Sweden. He's earned 6 caps for the Swedish national team. And he brings his veteran leadership to the middle of the park with Christian Roldan and the Sounders. Foul on Seattle. The first half of the Portland match on Saturday kind of moved along pretty quickly. Looked up and it was already the 35th, 40th minute. Here's a coach of Brian Schmetzer talking to his assistants, Gonzalo Pineda, Dave Tenney, Ezra Hendrickson. On down the line. Gonzalo Pineda, I asked Brian his worth, what he brings, I should say, to that coaching staff. And he said, well, obviously, one, he's a conduit to all the Spanish-speaking players. Nuhutolo again showing off his speed, and Nick Lima is going to have his hands full down the right-hand side. There's Dominic Kinnear. Many ties with the Seattle Sounders. Dominic Kinnear from Fremont, California, born in Scotland. One of 4 coaches in MLS to have won multiple MLS Cups. That Houston team was really awesome. There's no other way to say it in 2006 and 7. And his assistant that he just hired, John Spencer, who's 2 in from him. John Spencer, was Portland's first coach. He was with Kinnear in Houston winning those 2 cups in 2006 and 7. I remember when the Sounders started in 2009. That was a tough Houston team they had to face in the playoffs. Brian Ching, The whole group, they were a machine, been together more than 90 games as a whole squad. And you could just see how fluid they were in the mid to late 2000s. Tony Alfaro. Going back to Pineda, Brian Smetzer told me that, one, he's a great communicator with all the Spanish-speaking folks, but two, and I don't want to put words in Brian's mouth, but he didn't use the word surprise, but he said his tactics and his ideas with his tactics are they're just outstanding. And I don't know if the way Brian had said it, as Ladero looking for a cutting Clint Dempsey, almost off Thompson once again. Nice ball from Nana Sinkum to Will Bruin. Here comes the big man Bernardez to take the ball, and Will Bruin out for a throw in Seattle. And it's not that Brian was surprised. He just didn't know he was going to bring that to the table. Obviously, he's got the knowledge playing in the Mexican Liga MX, obviously with the Sounders, but he said he's always bringing new ideas to the table, and everybody now is listening to his thoughts. Here's this challenge from Bernardez. Nice ball from Nana Sinkum, the graduate from Stanford. We go away, but as you saw live, Bernardez gets hacked down. Bernardez gets the ball and taken down Will Bruin, as does Ladero. Gets up holding his leg. And again, let's just get Nicholas Ladero back on the plane tomorrow healthy, as Bingham strides and pushes it forward. Nuhu Tolo nicely done down that left-hand side, this early Alvaro Fernandez. Dempsey not offside. Bruin in the middle. Ladero in the middle. Looking for Bruin. Knocked away by Youngverth. Nice little break by Seattle and Clint Dempsey from Alvaro Fernandez. Coming away with a corner kick for Seattle. The second of the morning for Seattle. And as Nicholas Ladero walks to the ball, we can say happy birthday to Gustav Svensson, turning 30. I remember turning 30. That was fun. It's a while ago, but that was a fun year. Ladero swings it in, looking for Torres. Victor Bernardez first to it. Nuhu Tolo strides. Miscommunication with Tony Alfaro. Here's Husin. Out wide left to Shea Salinas. Sarin. Cross pitch to Lima. Lima taken on by Christian Roldan. Cuts inside a bit. Wondolowski looking for Lima. Cleared away. Roldan, Nuhu, Alvaro, Gustav Svensson. Alvaro Fernandez can't handle. Out for a throw-in. 0-0, 23rd minute. Ladero and Dempsey. Little one touch from Alvaro from Roman Torres to Nana Sinkum. Dempsey shut down. Does nice to find Ladero. Will Bruin surrounded by 4 earthquakes. Gustav. Svensson finds Ladero out wide to Alvaro Fernandez. Tolo. Fernandez. Dempsey. Svensson. Poor touch to Will Bruin. Shea Salina takes advantage. Nana Sinkum on his shoulder. Can't find Husin. It falls right to Roman Torres. Roman Torres should go 45 minutes today. We'll have a different lineup in the second half, albeit for just a couple. Maybe Will Bruin goes 60. A lot of these players will switch, and we'll look at some other youngsters. There goes Tolo down the left-hand side again, showing his speed. A little too heavy of a pass from Alvaro Fernandez. Out for a throw-in. Nick Lima will pick that up on the far side. Lima looking for Shea Salinas. Collided with Nana Sinkum, but he'll get that loose ball. Drop it back to Sean Francis. Francis, a 30-year-old from Jamaica, fourth year with the Quakes. 17 starts last year. Veteran for Kinnear. Alashe, again wanting Houston to run. Tyler Miller. Nice and easy. Tom Dutra, goalkeeper coach. Brian Schmetzer very high on Tyler Miller. Obviously you have Stefan Fry, but great to have a backup as Nana Sinkum makes a run. And that's a ball from Gustav Svensson. Hits Nana Sinkum in stride. Hits it first time. Again, Youngverth right there. Youngverth's having a nice first half for the San Jose Earthquakes. He gets it out to Shea Salinas. Poor ball by Salinas. Roldan intercepts. Dempsey knocked down by Youngverth. Easy call for Marachi. 22 yards away. Dempsey can taken down. Youngverth apologizing. Here's another look at it. Nice bit of movement. Down goes Dempsey. Youngverth says, "My bad." Over this all year long will be Ladero or Dempsey. Or I should say all half long. Dempsey took one on Saturday evening, testing Jake Gleason. Bingham setting up his wall. You see Dempsey and Ladero chatting about it. And you can never tell right now. It'd be either guy here. World-class strikers. Ladero takes it. Oh, just a little punch away by Bingham, or else it's 1-0. Nicely done by Nicholas Ladero. David Bingham stretching out with his right hand, pushing it around the post, or it's 1-0 Seattle. Dempsey looked like he was setting up. Ladero comes to take with this dangerous left foot, and he takes that third corner short to Roldan. Back and forth to Roldan. He'll send it forward towards the middle, looking for Alvaro and Bruin. Big dive by Roman Torres right to feet of Bruin, and off goes Wondolowski. Pulled back by Tony Alfaro. Sean Francis screaming down the left-hand side, wanting it from Shea Salinas, but he drops it to safety, and Bingham and Bernardez bring it out. Seattle Sounders start their season March 4th in Houston. Talked about it right when the whistle blew. 3 matches in Charleston for the Charleston Cup, playing the Battery, Atlanta United, and Columbus. You can watch all 3 of those matches on SoundersFC.com as Tommy Thompson gets around a couple players. Roldan or Svensson could have been called. Svensson finally gets the call. Great angle. You see Bingham stretched out from Ladero's strike. Nicely done by Ladero. Better by Bingham. After those 3 matches, back to Seattle. A few more days at Starfire Sports Complex. Regular season March 4th at Houston, 5:30 Pacific. At Montreal on the 11th at 4 p.m. Then the home opener. I know there are a few tickets left. You're here. So after this match on SoundersFC.com, take a look at some tickets on March 19th versus the New York Red Bulls, 4 p.m. Be cool for Sounder fans to see the MLS Cup champions in person for the very first time. San Jose opens at home to Montreal on the 4th, then home to Vancouver, then on the road to Sporting KC, Children's Mercy Park, one of the best atmospheres. Boy, all I said on Saturday was that Portland and Seattle are 2 of the best atmospheres in MLS, and I just heard it from the Kansas City folks. What about us? Yeah, it's a great park. Great park. Nice little drive out of town, have a little cup of coffee. But it is another one of the great soccer-only venues in MLS. Svensson, Dempsey, Tolo, Alfaro, Roman Torres. Nicely done by Seattle. Tyler Miller looking for Nicholas Ladero, but Sean Francis will chest that down to Youngverth. Back to Bingham, sweeps it with his left foot. Roldan knocks it into Dempsey's head. Roldan back to Alfaro. And Nuhu Tolo, who looks very comfortable with the ones here. Dempsey from Ladero, overlapping is Alvaro Fernandez. First to it will be Lima, but he mistakenly just knocks it out of bounds at the last second. Good for Seattle's third corner kick of the morning. Nice little buildup. We'll take a look back here. Ladero on the ground once again. Dempsey. Lima's doing it, shielding it, and then knocks the ball out for Ladero to take. He does, strikes it. Will Bruin, wrestling match. Roldan out wide to Ladero. Ladero back to Roldan. He'll shoot in the middle once again. Tommy Thompson puts his right foot up to knock it down to Tolo. Nana Sinkum drives it forward. Too far for the strikers. Goalkeeper David Bingham to collect. Bernardez, Youngverth. Thanks for joining us here on SoundersFC.com. Seattle San Jose just 31 minutes in. The second match for Seattle. Will Bruin tackled by Bernardez. Bernardez got the ball, but he also got Will Bruin's right ankle. Bruin still down. Down goes another San Jose player. And I look to the left and Brian Schmetzer, and he kind of shrugs his shoulders. Exactly what he doesn't need to see is his players on the ground. Nicholas Ladero was on the ground quite a bit on Saturday versus Portland. He's there talking to the referee. And we'll see both collisions here as San Jose makes their first change. Will Bruin from Bernardez and Thompson from Tolo. Huson did what the staff said. He'd go 30 minutes. He did. Danny Huson, a couple dangerous moments. His first action from first San Jose as he just arrived in camp in the last couple days. And we'll get you the changes as we go here this morning. Marcus Urena, 26-year-old from Costa Rica. From Costa Rica. Now he'll be the top man. Two more Sounders on the ground. And Elashe earns his first yellow card of the morning here in the 33rd. And scrappy and physical is not what I don't believe either manager wants. San Jose, only one DP, but they bought down a couple different players. Huson was one. Targeted allocation money for Marcus Urena, coming from the Dutch League. And they're loading up on other veterans. As you recall, they finished 9th last year, 1 point behind Vancouver, and 8 points out of the last playoff spot, the 6th spot that RSL had late in the year. Svensson looking for Fernandez. Svensson says sorry. And we move on. Again, start of the second half. Garth Lagerwey, Vice President of Soccer and General Manager, will join me 10-15 minutes. Talk about camp. Talk about a couple of his trades he's made to bring on Will Bruin and Harry Shipp. Kind of the phases of training camp for Sounders FC. Roldan shielding Wondolowski away from the ball, thrown in by Tolo. Roman Torres goes short to Nana Sinkum. Nanasinka can't control the second pass. But off he goes with the ball, asking again Will Bruin to run. Will Bruin putting his shoulder right into Youngverth. That's what he did on Saturday to get some space and have a nice shot on Jake Gleason, who just barely gets it with his back foot. Tolo with that loose ball. Svensson. Ladero. Fernandez. Tolo taking a defender away on the overlap. Bernardez. First to it before Roldan. Wando. Sarin drops it for Sean Francis. Youngverth out wide to Nick Lima. Off goes Tommy Thompson. Tolo goes down. Thompson has some space. Cuts into the box onto his left foot. Drops it. Big drive. Tyler Miller really not hassled on that. Sarin didn't. He got it just a skimmer. Tyler Miller in great position. Scoops it up and rolls it out to Roman Torres. Built up, taking advantage of the slip and fall by Tolo. Wondolowski. Still Wondolowski. He'll drive it. That's shoot away by Tony Alfaro. Great defense on Alfaro. And we can take a look on Tommy Thompson here, cutting down the right-hand side. Tolo slips. And this drop ball, pretty ambitious from 30, 35 yards out. Tyler Miller was in great position and all over it. Marcus Orena. Sean Francis. Shea Salinas. Salinas does well, but Francis gets a little tricky with the back heel and collects a foul for a late tackle. Bring it all the way back. Will Bruin had 3 men on him, so not much of an attack was going to get started there. Roman Torres over the set piece. Roldan and Ladero. Nanasinka asking Will Bruin to run. Youngverth, the last second, get back to Bingham. Again, join us in Charleston right here on SoundersFC.com. All 3 of the matches will be streamed right here. Good to see the next phase for the Sounders as they get ready for the March 4th opener. Orena. Sarin, nice tackle by Ladero. Off goes Will Bruin. Still Bruin. This is what he does. Youngverth, another nice tackle at the last moment. He doesn't touch the ball there, and Will Bruin striking it from 16 yards out to challenge Bingham. Wondolowski and Lima. Thompson. Lima back to Thompson. Wando making a run. Instead he goes to the right. Wando wanted the ball, very frustrated in the middle, right at the 18. Here's looking back on Will Bruin, going right at his defender. He's just got this sneaky speed, and here's Youngverth at the last moment. If he doesn't touch that ball, Will Bruin's in on alone. Shoulder to shoulder, Youngverth and Ladero. Linesman's flag up. Out of bounds for a throw-in. Ladero arguing that call, but San Jose will throw the ball in the 38th. Sparse crowd. Great weather. Last match here in Tucson for Seattle. As Bingham goes to his left and Sean Francis. Nanasinka overplays it, and Francis is on the move. He's got Salinas to his left. Wondolowski straight down the middle. Roman Torres is asking Nanasinka to be more patient next time. But Sean Francis, a heavy, heavy touch that Tyler Miller just gobbles up and rolls it out to his defense. Alfaro and Svensson. Roman Torres uses Miller. Miller will play the whole 90. He played 90 on Saturday. Brian Meredith is behind him. And off goes Orania. Orania still with the chance. Oh, just to the left of goal. Little breakdown and a giveaway gives Orania, the Costa Rican, an opportunity. Tyler Miller came out, but the shot was to the left. Not on goal, not on frame, and not towards Miller. Here's another shot of it. Orania just pops open, shows his speed, and just clips it left. All from a Sounder giveaway. Torres goes far left to Tony Alfaro. Brings it down. Alvaro. Roldan. Another nice pass by Alfaro. And Alvaro Fernandez looking for Tolo, a little bit too far. Out for a throw-in, quickly taken by Lima to David Bingham. He'll go to his left, and this is Sean Francis. Orania, Sarin, Salinas. Taken on by Roman Torres, no call. As Shea Salinas jumps over Roman Torres. Roman Torres came flying in right at the box. That would have been an interesting decision. And we would have maybe gone to VAR to see if that was in the box or outside the box if Yunus Marachi wanted to call a PK there. Big defender from Panama kind of just ended the program. Tyler Miller goes up, outstretched, grabs that ball. Dangerous moment there for Roman Torres. Will Bruin, Clint Dempsey. Little miscommunication. Ball goes to San Jose, but a poor ball. Svensson gets out to Nana Sinkum. He can't control. Lima overlapping. Alvaro Fernandez hustling back to take on Lima. Still Lima. Crosses in. Tony Alfaro right there. Calmly out to Nuhu Tolo. Tolo wants to make a run. Let's look back at this last shot here. Set up by Francis. Tyler Miller using all 6'4" and the wingspan to gobble that ball up. As Nuhu Tolo asking for a call from Marachi. Sounders in possession through Dempsey. Still Dempsey. Patient. Back to Svensson. Out wide to Tolo. Young man from Cameroon uses Alvaro Fernandez. Fernandez, Ladero. Tolo wasn't overlapping. Ladero was looking for it. Waiting, back to Tolo. Sprints around. Fights with Thompson. Ladero and Svensson. Back to Tony Alfaro. Cuts inside. Finds Roldan. Sarin comes. Roldan spins away. Now Dempsey. Seattle looking for that pass in the final third to open things up. Is this it? Will Bruin with the left footer. Alvaro Fernandez. Nanasikam over the bar. It was a very patient build-up. A couple minutes of just knocking the ball around. Alvaro Fernandez, Will Bruin, Nanasikam with an opportunity here in the 44th. Dempsey just had enough, and he just cuts in the middle. Here's Bruin, Fernandez, just a slight little touch, and really he just needs to get that on frame. Again, it would be 1-0 Seattle, but Nanasikam frustrated, shaking his head as he was walking away. Good opportunity, the right back all the way 12 yards from goal. That's the positive. Next time on frame. Youngverth. Francis and Salinas have some communication issues, and it goes out of bounds for a Nanasikam throw-in. No stoppage time. Don't have too much in this little scrimmage or these preseason. Ramon Torres hits that ball a little strong. Out for a throw in San Jose. One of the changes looks like Brian Meredith could be starting the second half in goal for Tyler Miller. Meredith brought back after his first stint. He was with the San Jose Earthquakes the last couple years. Tolo and Wondolowski getting at it, and they're chest to chest. Wondolowski comes in with a big shove. Didn't appreciate Tolo, the physicality of that head ball. And Wondolowski immediately pushing him away. Roldan trying to get a few words. Dempsey now and Wondolowski talking. And Tolo going to the left, kind of walking away. But that got physical very quick. Let's take a look at this head ball. Wondolowski gets down and yells something at Nuhu. Didn't appreciate it. Little pushing and shoving. And Yunus Marachi will blow the whistle to end this first half. Couple chances by the Sounders. Ladero with a great drive. Nana Sinkum late in the run of play. Wondolowski, and as it has been, and it was on Saturday, most of these veterans are done for the day, so handshakes all around, just like the end of a match. Here's the highlights of the first half. Couple by each side. Here's Houston, his drive just right of goal. Tyler Miller had it covered. Quick throw into Wondolowski to Houston. Tipped away by Alfaro. Here's Ladero, the Bingham, nice save, or else that's in the back of the net. You can see stretched out right hand by Bingham. And those are your highlights. We'll be back. When I come back, Garth Lagerway will join me. Two whole new sets of team for both San Jose and Seattle. We'll get you those changes when we come back. It's 0-0 at halftime. Seattle and San Jose.
Man. Hey, Nick, hold there. Mondo, talk really quick in the shady area right there.
Welcome back to Tucson. Matt Johnson with you. 0-0 halftime. Couple different chances here for the Seattle Sounders, but it is 0-0. Four different changes for Seattle. Brian Meredith in goal for Miller as we look at the big plains going beyond the Rincon Mountains. Very cool. We don't really see that in Seattle too much. I like those fighter jets. Well, that's another cool shot. See that there, Garth? Yeah. That's what I asked for. I'm kind of sappy, you know. I mean, Seafair and Blue Angels. Brian Meredith for Miller in goal. Gale Agbu Samande for Ramon Torres in the back. Zach Mathers for Dempsey. and Henry Wingo for Alvaro Fernandez. It's my pleasure to welcome in the Vice President of Soccer and General Manager Garth Lagerwey. Good morning, Garth.
We making it just barely under good morning.
We have Garth's microphone up. There we go.
Here now?
Hi.
All right. Hey, how you doing, man?
I'm good.
All right.
I'm good. I kind of was joking that it's a little cool this morning, but had to apologize to the folks who just dealt with a foot of snow on Sunday and Monday. But this is a great atmosphere, is it not?
It is. It's a good exercise. We've been down here now a number of years in a row. We had a bunch of fans out on Saturday night, and good session for us. We're going to take a lot of our starters 60 minutes today as we continue to ramp them up ahead of the season.
I know Brian told me last night that really all he wants to do is get on that plane healthy. And it seemed the last couple games, just an observer, that Ladero's on the carpet quite a bit. Will Bruin had a couple physical matchups. You just want to get home healthy after this first phase of training camp.
That's always the goal, and the only kind of minor issue we have right now is Harry Ship rolled his ankle a little bit, but shouldn't be too serious. Everybody else seems to be progressing and making progress. Got the usual guys, with some sore hamstring type stuff, but that's normal in preseason. Again, we'll work through it and hopefully have a full crew heading to Charleston in 9 days.
Pretty interesting. You've been here. You've even been to the PKs in a final before, but boy, it's a quick turnaround when you make a deep run. It's a great problem to have playing December 10th. A couple guys really got a week or two off before they go play for the U.S. men's national team. But the turnaround, what's the challenges of the short turnaround for MLS clubs?
You really have to make sure that both of your guys get adequate rest, but then when they return to training that they're of an adequate intensity. What you can't come out and train and be lackadaisical or be kind of half involved or half committed. It's how you get hurt, and it's how you bring down levels of training sessions. And if you bring down levels of training sessions, then you get accustomed to playing at a slower pace that isn't realistic. So it's balancing those things. Is how can we ramp these guys up safely without getting a bunch of injuries, but still understanding that there was not a big turnaround. There was not a lot of downtime in between December 10 winning the championship and starting preseason on January 23rd.
Alfaro wrestling with Orania. Back to Brian Meredith with the Vice President of Soccer Operations, Garth Lagerwey. And Garth, one of these guys who is just a machine. I don't know if people know how much or how he's just kind of a, freak of nature coming from me, is Nicholas Ladero. I mean, I was told yesterday he was already in the gym for an hour before he just really dominated some small games yesterday here in Tucson. Just talk about Nicholas Ladero.
He's a guy that you have to pull back, if anything, because he is raring to go, and he's a guy that, again, took some wear and tear. Was tired by the end of last year when he had played 18 months in a row because he had come straight off of playing a season for Argentina, playing Copa Libertadores, then straight into our season, really without a pause. So it's a real credit to him how well he held up. It's a credit to how hard he works and how often he is in the gym. But now in this preseason, when you're looking right now, we got to get set for a new 10, 11-month season. You have to save yourself a little bit too sometimes. So, but nobody works harder than Nico, and it's a great example for our team because when you go out and train, Nico's there every day, giving full intensity, full effort, and the other guys have no choice but to follow his lead.
Foul on Agbu Samande. San Jose with a nice opportunity here in the 49th. Wall is set for Meredith, three-man wall. 6 earthquakes in the box. Kind of a dribbler knocked down, can't take advantage of by Orania. And obviously, it's just a great story to see Clint Dempsey out here for the second half on Saturday, 30 minutes, today 45 minutes, and as you said, step one, taking it nice and slow, but just to see him on the pitch is amazing.
It is, and again, I feel like a broken record, but just to see Clint happy and to see him engaged and to see the amount of effort he's putting in to try to come back and get ready, and it's been fun. It's been fun watching him ramp up, watching him start to get sharp, watching him continue to get reps in practice, and we're excited about the potential for him coming back and what he can mean to our team. Certainly when he and Morris and Ladero were on the field together last year for a couple of games, that was exciting stuff, and hopefully we can get to a point where that's possible again.
one of the guys you just traded for committed a foul, and Will Bruin. Talk about a couple of trades, couple transactions you made, bringing players in from other squads. Obviously, the two I'm thinking of are Will Bruin and Harry Shipp.
Both guys have been fantastic guys, great attitudes, ready fits for the locker room, both extremely hard workers. Shipp has been, if anything, more fit than we thought he might be. And Bruin is a guy who's got some pace. So I think two players that give us some good young options. We don't want to be in a position where we're turning over big chunks of the team every year. We want to have stability and continuity, and I think those guys could be a big part of who we are in the next 3, 4, 5 years.
This first phase, San Jose's going to take their first corner of the morning here in the 51st. This first phase in Tucson, a bunch of the young guys get an opportunity to be front and center in front of scouts, management, Brian Schmetzer. Ball get knocked in and knocked out by Bruin. Zach Mathers on his horse, cut down the angle. But the academy guys, and just talk about the importance of a big club having a functioning academy that is always flowing talent to the first team, or at least options for the first team.
It's really important, and I thought culturally we took a big step by including a bunch of the academy kids in the preseason process, both back in Seattle and now here in Tucson, and I think it's looking favorable to bring, that a couple of them might even survive up through Charleston. So it's definitely really encouraging for us. We started, we really put a bunch of resources toward the academy 2 years ago. This is our third year of working on it, and hopefully that'll begin to yield even more results. Obviously, you can see the tentpole players like the Jordan Morrises, the DeAndre Yedlins, but part of our goal is to produce more squad players, to produce a larger volume of good players over time for the first team, and I think you're starting to see that now with some of the guys that are able to come up and participate in various aspects of preseason. Again, whether they stick now or not, that experience is invaluable for them, and I think it's really helpful for the first team guys too, to see, hey, these young kids coming up are pretty good, and add to that then guys like Shea Adekoya and Henry Wingo, who I think have been pleasant surprises so far in preseason yet in terms of how quickly they've been able to adapt and make an impact and stuff. So that's encouraging as well.
The man on the ball, Christian Roldan. Nice ball from Tolo to Henry Wingo. Piece of defense. Little throw in for Tolo to pick up. But Roldan, I said in the first half, I just find him an emerging star. Little communication problem, and San Jose to pick up. But Roldan, when is he going to get recognized nationally, or is it just a Seattle thing? And Seattle has Dempsey, Ladero, Morris, Marshall, Evans, Stephen Fry. Roldan doesn't miss a beat anytime, anywhere.
He's an awesome kid, awesome effort, and as you said, he's really gained and grown in consistency and in his technical ability to complete passes. I think he's just gotten better and better and better as well. So, look, if our team succeeds, then we're going to get individual recognition for our players.
Sure.
And the best way to ensure anybody's getting attention, whether that's for a national team, it's for an individual award, is if the team succeeds. And I think right now, we're progressing well toward having a good team. We'll get our national team guys who'll join us in Charleston for the first time, and then hopefully we get guys like Ozzie healthy by then. Jovan Jones is a little bit banged up right now, but if we can get everybody and get a full squad for Charleston, that gives us a couple weeks and a couple games to really get ready for opening day in Houston.
Wingo with a big drive, cut it inside. He stops Svensson, collects, and he'll knock it back to Agbu Samande. And finally, I'm how do I say, lucky enough, I'm busy during the PKs in Toronto. I'm just calling it, and I don't know. I think when I saw Roman Torres stride up, I just thought he was going to crush the ball, and it was over. Toronto, great performance. Stephen Fry, even better performance. But what do you think? You were you were the man in RSL when it went to PKs, Sporting KC. Right? Yeah, so what are you going through? Your second PK venture for an MLS Cup.
It's crazy. There have been 4 penalty shootouts in MLS Cup history, and I've been in 3 of them. We were in a penalty shootout at RSL in 2009 as well.
Of course, I was there, sure.
So it's been, that was in Century Link. I said I'm the only guy in the organization that's won a title in Century Link. So
yeah.
that's the next big goal is to bring one home and play in front of the home fans. But no, look, it's nerve-wracking. It's crazy, and all jokes aside, by the time it's happened to you the third time, you're kind of like, well, maybe it's me. Maybe I'm the one who brings this stuff on myself somehow. But the
2 for 3 is not a bad average.
It's all right. I'd just as soon not do another one.
Right, right.
Rather win one in regulation at some point. What was cool was Jimmy Traore had this uncanny knack, and as shooters walked up, he was, we're all standing on the bench there down at field level, and Jimmy was like, all right, look at his body language, watch his shoulders, watch the way he's walking up, and even before the guys would take the kicks, I think he nailed about 80-90% of the guys. Like, he's going to make it, he's going to miss, and it was fun to just kind of watch this guy who's played, who's won the Champions League for Liverpool, and kind of watch his experience of these players in these big moments, and just literally reading the human emotion of it and saying, this guy is prepared to succeed, this guy maybe is in trouble. Mm-hmm. So fascinating exercise and experience there.
Here's Ladero. Great position for this world-class strike with his left foot. 22 yards away, Ladero. Nicely done up and over, but just a little bit too far over the bar. So he said Jovan Jones upper right. I mean, Jovan Jones steps up and that crack. I mean, you can.
You can't hit any better than that.
I can say, yeah, Ladero, but Jovan Jones walks up and says, yeah. I mean, sudden death. Boom.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. We can talk about those.
We had a number of guys,
man.
Ladero hit his well. I mean,
yeah.
The most pressures on the first shooter, Evans, and Evans, converts his, and I don't think we had a real bad penalty, among them, and we're fortunate enough that Steph, has a presence, and I always say, people say, oh, guy missed the target, whatever. I'll tell you, the goalkeeper has some influence
Absolutely.
over that, trying to get guys, put them under pressure, get in their heads, try to show them that there's not a lot of daylight to hit it. And so I give Steph some credit too, for he was, not just that heroic save, but for his contribution in the penalties as well.
Moving forward, you guys want to just stay healthy. Your thoughts here in the next phase, Seattle, then to Charleston. Your thoughts?
Yeah,
we let you go.
Just looking forward to more of the same. I think we've made some good progress. We've shown some good possession here in spurts. It's definitely not the finished product. Definitely have some guys getting to know each other. Field's a little bit bumpy out here in Tucson, but it's a great facility. We've been treated really well by FC Tucson as always. Really grateful for them for hosting us, and look forward to heading to Charleston and having another great tournament, a couple games where we keep building toward what'll be another long season hopefully.
President of Sounders Soccer, Garth Lagerway, as we just watched the ball trickle in the back of the net. I wanted to thank you before there was any goals, as San Jose converts with a little bit of space, taken on by Urania and pushed around Brian Meredith for a 1-0 lead for San Jose. Awkward ending, but it was still a good conversation.
Absolutely. We'll get to see the replay here, right? We'll see the little combination, and that's unlucky by golly there. Looks like it went between his legs or took a nick off him and snuck in the far corner. So, again, it's preseason. We're less worried about how the goals go in than how the team goes forward as a group and improves. So,
President of Soccer, Garth Lagerway, thanks very much.
Thanks for having me, Matt.
Appreciate it. Probably the best goal call in MLS soccer history right there. You got it. You got it. Get out of here, Garth. 1-0, San Jose takes the lead. They've had a bunch of the possession here early on in the first half. Mathers to throw the ball in. Sounders to come in with 6 ball players. Jake Stovall be the first to come in for Tony Alfaro. Will Bruin's day is done, as is Nicholas Ladero, Christian Roldan, Brian Nana Sinkum. We'll get you things here as we progress. Youngster Jake Morris, 17-year-old Jake Morris, your new left back. Jake Stovall with the ball, getting knocked down by the Costa Rican. So Stovall and Jake Morris, Gale Agbu-Somande, and O'Neal Fisher are your back 4. Fisher just getting back from call-up with Jamaica. This is O'Neill Fisher here to Shandon Hopau, young man from Hawaii. Sam Rogers is your holding midfielder, along with Dominic Oduro. So Oduro spraying the ball out wide to Stovall. And up top is going to be Shea Adekoya. So the Sounders, Fisher, Agbusamonde, Jake Stovall, Jake Morris, holding, Dominic Oduro, Sam Rogers. Middle of the park is Henry Wingo on the left, Shandon Hopau on the right, Zach Mathers in the middle, and Shea Adekoya up top. Shea Adekoya loses his feet. Shandon Hopau with an opportunity, and he's knocked down. A corner kick for Seattle, their fourth of the morning. It's good to note that on the left-hand side, speaking of academy players, and Garth Lagerwey was just speaking of it, Jake Morris, 17-year-old, currently with the Sounders Academy playing left back, and Sam Rogers, 17 years old from Seattle, both in the academy. Here's Morris knocking it forward. Wingo, Mathers, Sam Rogers up front. Big young man. Pushed away Stovall. Jake Morris can't handle. And off goes Urania. Stovall relents, gives it to Urania. Into the middle, but right to the feet of Oduro. Mathers flicking towards Adekoya. Adekoya almost hacked down. Overlap is O'Neill Fisher. O'Neill Fisher to take. A cross/shot. Out of bounds for a goal kick. Also up top, Shandon Hopau, 18-year-old from Hawaii. He's in the Seattle Sounders Academy. Made 2 appearances with S2 last year. He played 45 minutes on Saturday. And I think we have you up to date for the Sounders here. A lot of youngsters. O'Neill Fisher maybe being the most veteran player at 25 years of age. Fisher on the ball. Hopau. Knocked out of bounds by San Jose. Throw in Fisher. Oduro. Rogers comes out wide to 17-year-old Jake Morris. Stovall. Agbusamonde. Gale puts it up front, looking for O'Neill Fisher, making another run. Cleaned away by San Jose. And pushed up forward. 5 Sounders behind the ball. Now 8. 1-0 San Jose here in the 63rd. Thanks for joining us here on SoundersFC.com. My name is Matt Johnson. Just a moment ago, great information from President of Soccer and GM Garth Lagerwey. Here, Brian Meredith, goalkeeper, shouting out instructions to his defense. San Jose in possession here in the last 30-40 seconds. Nicely done. Here's Urania. Cuts in the middle once again. Urania to take on Agbusamonde. Drawn outside, first time cross. Back post. Over O'Neill Fisher's head. Hopau tries to clear. Not all the way. Brought back in. Lands right to Morris. Agbusamonde clears it to Henry Wingo. Wingo had a great training session yesterday, showing off his speed. Had a couple nice plays versus Portland on Saturday. You know, a lot of the Sounders front office don't want to gush about younger guys and say something, then they all of a sudden the player thinks they're doing great. But I'll tell you, Henry Wingo had a couple passes yesterday, and it's just as I say that, of course, the Matt Johnson jinx. He gives it away. Here's San Jose with an opportunity, driven down. Meredith goes down to the carpet to pick that up. And I won't speak of Henry Wingo anymore to jinx him. Neil Fisher down the right-hand side. Brought down, easy call. Looking back at San Jose's last rush. Morris sticks his foot out, and you got to do better to get past Meredith. Meredith had that ball covered. 65th minute, Stovall. Morris. Zach Mathers. Duke product inside to Dominic Oduro. Fisher. Agbusamande. Sam Rogers flicks it to Mathers. Another flick. Off goes Shea Adekoya. Nicely done by San Jose. The last moment. That doesn't get a touch, and Adekoya is right there, as was Wingo. Stovall. You know when numbers are in their 60s and 70s that their trialists or invited folks to camp. See right there. Number of players from San Jose have those exact numbers. We'll get you their players here momentarily. Rogers, Wingo, Mathers, Neil Fisher getting his exercise down the right-hand side. Knocked down again. That's twice Fisher's been on the ground early on here in his appearance. Stovall. Rogers has done well early on. Wingo. Stovall looking for Adekoya, headed away and brought down by San Jose. Cutting down this right-hand side, taking on Morris. Cuts inside. Orania out wide, just corner of the box. Nice drive. You could hear it hit the crossbar from here. Meredith didn't get a hand on it. Goal kick, Seattle. Nice opportunity by San Jose. Here's another look at it. Very patient. Meredith was there, but nice opportunity. 1-0 San Jose here in the 68th. Again, this will wrap up phase one, as Brian Schmetzer has told me. Head to Seattle, then Charleston early next week. We should see Evans, Marshall, and Morris in action in Charleston. So have a little time off between the U.S. men's national appearances. Zach Mathers brings his man down. Hope you all survived the snow. Sounded brutal at SeaTac. Hope you stayed home Monday, stayed safe. Boy, pass to the corner of the box. I think hoping to find his man, does. Poorly done there, and that's taken up. Here's Akoya, one-on-one, still Akoya. Gets around the keeper, drives it, but not enough. San Jose right at the last on the line to save that. Morris drives it with his left foot, chested down. Throw in Morris. Adekoya, great opportunity to tie the score at 1. Here's the first chance. Here's Wingo's speed. This is exactly what he brings to the table. Shea Adekoya gets around Bingham. Just not enough oomph on that drive towards the line. Cleared away. Little break in action. A little bit of water for folks. I know it's not over 80 degrees, so it's not an official water break. But as this is considered a complete scrimmage, it's just time to let Zach Mathers come off. He's on the left-hand side, bouncing up and down, a little limp, favoring his right foot, grabbing his right hamstring. The Sounders playing down a man. Brian Schmetzer just asking the physios if they need to sub him off. I know Brian didn't want to use too many others on the bench here. Zach Mathers going back and forth down the line past the bench with David Tenney. David just asking him how he's feeling. Out of bounds for a throw-in. I believe that's Lorenzo Ramos. Who might be coming in if he can't. Irving Parra and Lorenzo Ramos, but Zach Mathers is coming back up to midfield. He should be all right. Meanwhile, San Jose 30 yards from goal. O'Neal Fisher gets in the way of that entry pass. Cuts around, nice piece of defense there. Orania, top of the box. Morris. Sam Rogers to clean things up. Sam Rogers, a big man for being a holding midfielder. Another cross comes in. Agbusamande to clear it away. On comes the pitches. Zach Mathers, 11v11. Rogers, Shea Adekoya. Adekoya around one man, driven down. Oh, Wingo almost taken. Get the ball away for a big run at Bingham, but the ball comes back for the foul on Adekoya. Referee was showing advantage. This earned him a yellow card, the pullback. And off we go. 73rd minute. 1-0 San Jose. Stovall, Maduro, one-on-one. Zach Mathers upended. Off goes San Jose. They had a great opportunity of 4-on-4. Couldn't take advantage. Oduro gets tackled down. No call. Wingo again first to it. Quick feet by Wingo. Adekoya, Mathers, Agbusamande. O'Neal Fisher back to Agbusamande. Still Sounders in possession. Wingo, Adekoya didn't know where Morris was going. Ball rolls right to David Bingham. '74th minute. Flicked on from Bingham all the way to Brian Meredith. Picks up, looking to quickly go to Stovall. Instead, he rolls it out to Agbusamande.
Yep, that's what's on.
Shannon Hopau. Little poke to Sam Rogers. Adekoya. San Jose retains possession. They'll go all the way back to Bingham. Come here to Kofi Sarkodie. Zach Mathers comes clanging into Sarkodie, but he can Get it back. Now guys are just slipping all over. Zach Mathers looked like he was going to take off with the ball. Wingo and Matthias Silva collided. Didn't see him watering at halftime, but guys are flying around here, slipping and sliding. The new youngsters. Silva, a 20-year-old from Sao Paulo. Next to Sarkodie here in the back line. Call on Mathers, high kick and a pullback. San Jose off they go in the 76th. Morris to come defend. Orania, Sarkodie, Orania. Middle of the park. All 11 back for the Sounders defending. And really a lack of patience there by San Jose, knocking the ball out of bounds. O'Neal Fisher to take the throw in. San Jose enjoyed a nice piece of possession there. Stovall, Wingo. Back to Stovall. Stovall, a preseason guest player. 23-year-old from Ohio. Last played for Wright State. He made 69 appearances for the Red Raiders. He was selected in the 3rd round, 66th overall for the Sounders. Getting some more time here at center back. He did versus Portland also. And off goes San Jose. Maduro coming back, and Stovall should be able to clear this away to Adekoya. Hopau. Drops it to Agbu Samande. Oduro, draft pick. Morris. Wingo. Hits second gear. Little push from behind. Ball stays in. Morris plays on. Rogers. He's got O'Neal Fisher overlapping. He'll use him. Off goes the Jamaican. Too far for O'Neal Fisher. Throw in San Jose. 78th minute. Both coaches sitting, observing, watching their squads. San Jose leaves for home this afternoon. Sounders head home tomorrow. A couple days off before they pick it back up at Starfire. Sarkodie. Orania. Nice entry pass. Couldn't be handled, so Agbu Samande right there knocks it back to Meredith. No one there but Zach Mathers chasing. Up goes Hopau. Got San Jose on their back heel, and that's what happens when you do that. Little pressure, and a throw in for Seattle deep in San Jose's end. Mathers, Adekoya, couldn't get to it. Silva knocks it clear all the way to Agbu Samande. Stovall. Adekoya to challenge Silva. Silva drives it 60 yards. No one around Meredith. He'll have time just to head the ball to himself, pick it up in the box, and roll it to Stovall. Choppy second half, to say the least, between San Jose and Seattle. Agbu Samande. Rogers. Neil Fisher drops it all the way back to Meredith. 27-year-old from New Jersey knocks it to Stovall. Agbusamande looking for a Fisher run. Dealt with. Here comes Zach Mathers closing things down. San Jose do a little better with pressure, but that's knocked out of bounds for a Seattle throw-in. Another change for San Jose. If it's 25, I was just told it was 78. The numbers are challenging. Brad Spencer makes a big run out for the San Jose Earthquakes up top. Jake Morris, it's flicked around him. Off go the Earthquakes. Dominic Duro closes things down, as does Jake Stovall. San Jose still in possession, corner of the box right. Top of the 18, big tackle by Agbusamande. Nice dummy by Wingo. He's set off by Adekoya. Wingo, Adekoya. Hopau on the other side, still Wingo, corner of the box. Defender knows he wants to go left, he does. Not dealt with cleanly by Bingham, but it was out for a goal kick. Here's a tackle by Agbusamande. Strong tackle. And off goes Zach Mathers. Wingo all alone. Defender realizes he's going to go left. He does, puts a shoulder into him. Wingo can't get to it before it goes out of bounds. Called the goal kick. End-to-end action there in the 82nd. Fisher with a clearing header. Sprayed right to Kofi Sarkodie. He asks his man to run. Does. Corner of the box, deflected by Seattle into the arms of Meredith. Rolls it out to Oduro immediately. Oduro spinning his man. His one option's Wingo. He'll use him. Wingo would drop to Morris. Morris cross pitch to Agbusamande. Hopau. Sounders playing a little keep away with Rogers, Stovall, Mathers. Content to use the back line to possess the ball. Agbusamande coming forward, Mathers once again. Adekoya taken down. Tough tackle from Silva, who followed him over from his right center back position. Adekoya down, call made, Sounders free kick.
Hey, Ron, I think I brought one to get some fresh water for this next group.
Duro, Stovall. Morris. Wingo. Foul on San Jose. Right next to the bench. Meredith will stop and start immediately to Agbusamande. Fisher. Rogers 1-2 with Agbusamande. Big long ball searching for Morris down this left-hand side. First touch gets away from him, but Wingo there to clean up. Sounders, same bit of possession in the back line, just up to the midfield. Rogers from Mathers. Adekoya. Overlapping is Morris. Nice ball. Morris with his left foot drives it. Knocked out of bounds for a corner kick. Nice overlap by 17-year-old Jake Morris. Forces a corner. The 6th of the afternoon. Have we hit afternoon? Just hit afternoon down here in Tucson. Zach Mathers to take. Mathers sends in. Doesn't get past his first man. Stovall up. Shea Adekoya up. Oduro with the left-footed drive. Just wide of Bingham. Sounders bench applauds Oduro's opportunity and drive. Here's a corner headed in. Stovall just does enough. 1 foot down. Little half volley from Oduro. San Jose out with a goal kick. Pressure by Seattle. Lifted forward. Stovall, nice job to win that header. Down the right-hand side, Abusamande. Tough defense in the back corner. Sarkody comes forward. Center of the park. A little bit of a run. Here's how we got to 1-0. Garth and I were chatting a bit. Just a nice entry ball. Unfortunate for Brian Meredith. Deflected around his outstretched arm. You can just tell just kind of curls and buttery little touch off that post into the back of the net for San Jose. Cordell Cato from Ewell in the 57th. 1-0, it still stands here in the 87th. Wingo, Morris. Hopau has switched sides now. Rogers to Agbusamande. Nice pass, Mathers. Oh, looking for Oduro. Disrupted. Morris with the huge tackle. Little pat on the side. But a crunching tackle by Mathers here in the 88th. Doesn't get cheated when he goes in, does he? Another look at it. I guess the pat on the hip is good enough. Play on. Silva. Little flick, Stovall should take care of it. Doesn't use Meredith, drives to the corner. His exit pass gets to about the San Jose bench. Throw in, San Jose. Right to the right of the bench and Kofi Sarkody. His teammate not really excited about giving him the ball. We'll let you know if the referee adds any stoppage time on. I doubt it. Morris looking for Mathers, a little too far. Sarkody all the way back to Bingham. Again, the home opener. If you don't have your tickets, why not? March 4th, is the opener in Houston. But New York Red Bulls, March 19th, 4 p.m. Sunday, 4 p.m. Come on, get yourself to the park, CenturyLink Field. Once we're done here today, buy yourself a couple tickets. Watch the MLS champions and Eastern Conference power New York Red Bulls come to CenturyLink Field. Just get everything done by noon on Sunday. Clear up your Sunday evening, head down. Enjoy 90 minutes with Nicholas Ladero and Stephen Fry, Evans, and the whole group. It'd be like family. It's like a reunion. No stoppage time. About 40 seconds away from the end of this scrimmage. San Jose up 1-0. San Jose possessing middle of the park. Long ball back to Bingham. He does well with it. Wingo, who to me again has been impressive with his speed and some flash down the left-hand side, pressures him. Stovall, little pass back to Meredith, picks it up, gives it right back to him. Just a few more moments left here in this afternoon's scrimmage. Thanks so much for joining us here on SoundersFC.com. Again, the 3 matches in Charleston. There is the final whistle. San Jose come away with a 1-0 win. Again, the final 1-0 San Jose. Charleston Battery on the 18th. Atlanta United on the 22nd. Columbus on the 25th. Regular season starts in Houston, 5:30 Pacific on March 4th. As the coaches, Dominic Kinnear, obviously know all the Sounders, and Sounders know him. Let's take a look at the highlights before we let you go. Ladero's first drive over the bar. And again, the deflected shot. Cordell Cato with the goal. Off a Sounders defender, plucks the post and in. Henry Wingo with an opportunity down the left-hand side. If he cuts it into his right, maybe he's got a better opportunity. Instead, just outside for a goal kick. Zach Mathers. This will end up with Dominic Duro with a left-footed drive. Stovall gets in the way. Duro one touch, just to the right of goal. Great opportunity there. Everyone knows each other here. Hugs, handshakes all around. Again, the Sounders head home to Seattle tomorrow. San Jose is off to the airport here shortly, headed home this afternoon. Clint Dempsey thanking the physio for keeping him in shape. Great to see Dempsey out here for 45 minutes, 30 on Saturday versus Portland. Well, thank you once again for joining us here. My name is Matt Johnson. We hope to see you, hear from you, keep you in touch in Charleston. You can watch all your Sounder action here on SoundersFC.com. We'll go down, talk to Brian Schmetzer, and see how he enjoyed this, how the team looked in his eyes. I'd like to thank the entire crew, Bob producing, Chris directing. We're on a first-name basis. My name's Matt. I'm talking. So thanks very much. We'll talk to you from Seattle. Again, today's final 1-0 San Jose. Have a great afternoon.